have to have some leverage of competency.
The sad part is I have no swag, dog.
This is a guy who the last 2 years has really established himself as someone defenders do not want to tackle.
Nope.
Malachi Corley, he has put up, 2,100 yards over the last 2 years, 22 touchdowns over these, 26 games. Number one in the nation in screen yards, 330. When you watch this guy, and you talked about it earlier with Juju, this was someone, 2-star cornerback recruit. And then day one, they said, if you don't get on the other side of the field, you're out of here, pal. He had way too good of hands to be a corner at Western Kentucky. He's been their number one receiver. I believe he broke all of their school receiving records, if I remember reading correctly last night. So this is a guy, lower competition, quote unquote, lower tier competition. But I'm looking at his grade against Ohio State, Southern Florida, a couple other big schools. He showed up in all of these games. What are you seeing when you watch Malachi Corley?
Well, he's the 19th ranked wide receiver, right? All the wide receivers. He's 19th. I believe he's going to move up. I believe he's a day 2 guy, which I can see a team moving up at the end of the first round to get him, which I believe isn't a stretch. Now, the reason I say all of that is because he primarily plays in the slot. Mm-hmm. I think he needs to develop his game a little bit, and he in the running outside because he's primarily been in the slot. 42 receptions in screen catches, 330 yards, 61 slot catches for 790 yards. He's been in the slot 1,267 times. He's only been outside 105. You are not going to be able to teach someone what they've been experiencing in 3 years in the slot. All of a sudden, day 4, they're going to be able to do something new and play outside. There's a lot of good habits and bad habits. Mm-hmm. He's a spectacular college player. He has some great college and physical attributes that when God made him, you can't teach it. Played 40 games, 253 receptions, 2,951 receiving yards, 29 touchdowns. His good games, the 3 good games I've watched, and I watched some others too, Ohio State balled against him. I would have loved to see him versus Ohio State, get some opportunities to run outside a little bit more. Balled against USF. And let me tell you something about Louisiana Tech. He needs to be arrested for assault because he assaulted a guy that was just right up my alley, bro. I'm talking about just ran her over.
Yeah, this is not someone who shies away from contact.
Little guy. Got the opportunity to talk to him a little bit over the weekend too, man. I'm super excited. Blocking there. His willingness to block, check. After the catch, check. After the catch, what do they call him, Coley?
I believe he calls himself the Yak God.
Hey, the Yak God. I'm going to go a king. I don't believe there's only one God. According to that's my religion. Hey, to be his own. But he's the Yak King. Because guess what? Crown him. Put that crown on him, folks. Yeah.
He does, in correction, he does call himself the Yak King. He does not he does not say God.
Yeah. We got him coming on. And let me tell you, this year is going to be fire because now this year we're talking to a lot of these draft picks. We're talking to them. And I'm going to break down some film right in front of them. Not them. What up, dog?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh, my goodness. I thought it was Barry White. Hey, how you doing? What's up?
Yeah, nothing much, man.
Man, how you doing, man? It's a pleasure and honor to bring you into the cut to it, man. How you doing, dog?
I'm blessed and I'm honored to be here, man. You know, every day God wakes me up, you know, I'm happy to be here, man. So it's an honor to be on here with both of you.
Man, I'm excited. Just been watching your film. You know, some people saying, hey, you know, we talked about it. Man, I just 32 teams are going to watch this. We got 96,000 subscribers are going to watch this. Tell us, everybody that's ear hustling in this conversation, why do you want to play football? Why do you want to play football?
Ultimately, I just have a drive and a competitiveness in me that I just want to be the best at everything I do, whether that be basketball, whether that be, at school at the time, whether that be, in the weight room, whatever it may be. I'm so competitive, and ultimately football is the thing that I was naturally affined to growing up, so
Okay.
I got that natural connection with football, just growing up, going and knocking on people's doors, asking to play ball, trying to do anything I can to have a ball in my hand. So just through growing up in that time, being able to have some of the opportunities to be competitive, playing with my older brother and siblings around the neighborhood and stuff like that, ultimately put that, drive for me to want to be better. And going through my career, always being an underdog and always, being underlooked and undervalued, having that chip on my shoulder has ultimately made me want to drive to the point that I'm at right now. And, my relationship with God also has been a big benefactor in me being such prominent as an athlete. All my glory goes to God in everything I do. And I feel like he deserves it, and the people in my life deserve it for me to get everything I have and ball every single day. So that's ultimately why I do it.
All right, so let's. I got this film I want to break down. I just got the end zone copy. This is against Troy State. Talks about your vision. I picked this play because it gives a great example of vision. I'm not really liking all these screens they have you running. We'll talk about that. But let me show you this play. What I love. They run the screen. Look at you. The offensive line was unique. They did their best they could. But look at this screen, though. He catches the ball with his hands. Love it. Right? He's already sees these two defenders on to the left. Doesn't even see number 4 behind him, but sees the position of the blocking, but also sees the other guy coming. So he gets skinny just enough. And then your receiver, who's that? Is that 19 who's always out of position?
No, that's nice. That's
18?
Yeah, 18.
Yeah, he ain't far. He ain't far off 19. No. Gets out there, gets underneath, and then scampers away. Look at that. This is how I know you already knew he was about to get away. Because he has that football in that hand like a little loaf of bread, though. That's what he knows. I did that a little bit to say, hey, I'm about to get active. And then you can hear your coach. Then you slow down and you try to muscle him. But really, why you slow down? Because you're running out of juice a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you believe you need to work on heading into the combine, heading into your pro days, and obviously once you get to a team?
Ultimately just refining my route tree, becoming really a technician and a craftsman at being a route runner. Being able to put my route running ability at the same ability that my yak ability is at. So really just getting in there and fine tuning all the little things, getting in and out of breaks, working properly on stems. And I think I do a good job rolling in and out of cuts. It's more of just adding the depth to the route tree and showing that I can really run the ball. Because even just like running corners and posts, like really driving out those first 3 steps, because I'm so used in our offense, the ball always being just on you, if it's going to get on you at all. So ultimately just working on my route tree. But like we talked about, not because I can't do it, it's more of a system thing that I wasn't, that's not the way that my team used me. So, getting out on my own and working with my trainer, trying to fine tune my entire route tree, being able to show that I can win on all 3 levels of the field.
I read your post when you declared for the draft how much being at Western Kentucky, Bowling Green, that community meant to you. Did you consider transferring? And if not, how much does loyalty weigh on you? And you made this commitment, you stuck there.
I never thought to enter the portal. Even when guys around me were entering the portal and trying to do their thing. For me, I like to live my life in a way that's honorable. So staying at Western Kentucky and being loyal to the people that have been there with me from the beginning was, essential to me. Like I said, in high school, I had 250 kids in my whole school. I had kids on my football team. So being in the limelight, being in the spotlight is nothing I've really, thrived for my entire life. I love being in that small town, small community where there's a lot of love and support. I think it's a much better environment for me to grow in. If I'm going to spend, years at a place, I'd like to be in a place that's comforting and knowing that everyone's not just there because of what I can do, but more so loving me as a person and supporting me in that way.
I love that. When you talk about the route tree and you need to get better at it, why are you saying that? Because sometimes fans, I get in trouble a lot by people, or people are offended when I break down their stuff and I say, hey, this guy needs to develop more. And people are like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, or you just hating. Explain to them as a guy that's coming out right now, that are entering in the NFL, wanting to get drafted in those first 2 days, why is developing and running a route tree so important in this evaluation process of what you've heard through your agent and through your team in this process?
Because ultimately, those guys in the NFL, those defensive backs, they get paid a lot of money too. So they can cover just as good as guys can run routes. And I want to be in the upper echelon of guys who can run routes because ultimately that's what's going to keep me in the league. Being a bubble screen runner and being a pop pass runner, that's only that's only filling half of the void. Just being a weapon isn't good enough. I want to be able to take the entire game over from all three levels of the field, be able to make guys honest in the run game and imposing my will in that way. Being able to take a short pass and, get us a first down or whatever it may be, or taking the top off with a dig or a post or, any of those deep outs, any of those type of routes that I can really put the entire tree on film. But that's important to my longevity in the league. And that's ultimately what will make a team draft me in the maybe potentially the first round, is showing that I can do everything rather than just being a gun hole to a slot receiver and just a gadget player. So
do you love football?
Oh, I love football. That's the way I play the game. I feel like is an indicator of how much I love the game. Just really pouring myself out into what I do. It's the passion and purpose that drives me to want to run guys over and finish. And I think the best thing I do is finish every run. So I think that it blistering shows through my film that I really do enjoy this game, and that imposing my will on people is honestly the most fun part.
I was going to say, I don't know that it does show that. I think it shows you like inflicting pain on other people. I don't know if it's if football just happens to be the vessel in which you can accomplish that, but I don't know that it means you love football. If there were another thing out there where you could just run people over, if that were a sport, I think you'd love that just as much.
Yeah, no question. But it's fun. It's fun playing the game that way. A lot of guys, they like to make business decisions and play the game in a finesse way. Hey guys,
Stop! Here we go. Hit me, boy, oh boy. So we got a little pop pass screen right here, a little screen. Bang. So he runs it, and they run. What? So they fake the screen, but the corner looks like the corner ran it a little bit. But what are you thinking right now? Tell me.
All before this play happened, I was pacing around the huddle because it's only, I think, the second play of this drive. I'm pacing around the huddle. I got to make a play. Like right now. So we run the screen, and it's obviously I'm supposed to just get the screen and the stack right behind him. But yeah, he pulls it, and he's like, damn, I don't know where to go with it. So I just start driving or moving upfield a little bit just to try to give him the space to throw it. Yep. And since I caught it, I know I got to make this guy miss because there's nobody else behind him.
You didn't make him miss.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm about to play it. I'm about to play it full speed. Look at him. 19 comes over like he was like, yeah. Malachi seems like a good kid. I see him take out the trash every day. There's no way he's going to run me over.
Yeah, definitely not sweet.
Yo! And then he tries to hold on. Look, he tried to hold on like, hey, I showed the bus driver my bus pass, but it closed the door. So let me just jump on the bus, and bang on the window. Look at 21. 21 goes, no, my guy 19 has him. He's good. Referee says, definitely not.
Yeah.
Referee is worried about getting his hot dog, his glizzy at halftime. He is not moving.
I've never seen a more flat-footed referee.
Yeah, flat-footed. Look at him. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say that this referee is making all black referees look shameful. Look, he looks like he has no desire. He's like, man, I'm just here for the check and the glizzy. He's
not even looking.
Look, then he goes, oh, the referee says, oh, I guess I better jog. Wow. Hey, man, we appreciate you taking the time. We're not going to keep you too long. We'll ask you a few more. Is there anything you want people to know about you when they're watching their film? They're going on YouTube. They see this cut to an interview. What are you looking forward to just moving forward, man? All this attention that you're getting that's well-deserved. What are you looking forward to in this process, heading into the combine and doing your pro days?
Ultimately, to just continue to break narratives because, like I said, I went to the Reese's Bowl to break the narrative that I couldn't run routes or couldn't compete against the better players in the country. That was why I went there. But now my next goal is to go to the combine and show everyone that not only do I have this big body of work behind me and also got a chance to win at the Reese's Bowl, but also that I can run with the rest of the guys. And, you know, at 20 and sometimes 30 pounds heavier than some of their top guys, I can run just as fast as them. I can get in and out on the shuttle just as fast as them. I'm going to blow them out of the water on the bench press because there's no brainer on that. But ultimately, just separating myself from the rest of the pack because I know that all the receivers in the draft have something to work on, but no one in the draft can run after the catch like I can. That's what it down to, in my opinion. I think that I've separated myself greatly in that regard.
Really appreciate the time. We're going to finish this breakdown. You could go back and watch it, but also, too, I also don't want you to get mad at some of the stuff I'm saying. It's just an evaluation process of things you'll work on.
Absolutely. No question.
Hey, man, appreciate you. Look forward to seeing you at the Combine. A lot of people are going to look at Malachi's body of work and say that he sits in his, he plays slot receiver a lot. He hasn't gone against top competition. That's all true. However, the top competition, he's not responsible for the schedule. He took the opportunity that was given to him by those teams. He didn't. What I love about Malachi, what he said is, I walked away with this. Don't be so loyal that you betrayed yourself. He's loyal, but he's also loyal and happy within himself. And staying at Western Kentucky was the best thing for him. But I got some film to show you some things that really showed me Malachi is a player that you need to put on your radar. And I say still of the draft in this regard. The school he went to and the production and the impact on your salary cap will impact you not the first year. In the next 3 years, you'll start to see the impact, how he impacts your team and what it's costing you. We'll say, hey, if we can get a guy like this every year, we don't need to pay for these high-priced free agents. We don't need to find out we just paid so much money for the Kenny Golladay, but did not get the production that we're paying for. Right? So this play says all I need to know. FBI, football intelligence. They're running a double screen. He sees penetration immediately. It's a double screen. What does he do? Pause. He eats it. He says, I'm not going to pass the ball to the double screen and let my guy get killed. He says, no. Yeah, they're running double reverse. He says, all right, let me just take it. Ohio, this is what I love. Understands, they go in motion. Runs an indicator step, looks at the guy. You know what? I would have liked him to maybe look at number 7 a little bit more. Maybe open him up a little bit because that would allow him to get a little bit more room. But I understand he's trying to get over to the spot because of the penetration. Goes over, he looks, throws the ball, bang. Ball is behind him. Settles his feet, slows down, catches it within his body because the throw. Goes inside, gets it, great catch. Another reverse. This is the part where I say he needs to work on his outside leverage. Working outside. Goes in motion, gets outside, gets a little caught up a little bit. Now that defender the defender understands this kid can run. With him running, I got to be careful. Now he gets caught a little bit. Ball is thrown super late. Not great with the throw. Quarterback's waiting all day. I don't know why the quarterback is waiting. Throw the ball, man. But this play right here tells me catch radius, ability. This summarizes what kind of player he can be in the National Football League. I don't know if it translates up and you'll see it as consistent, but the confidence he has on this play against Troy says he can play football. People can play football on Saturday, but sometimes when they get up to the big boy level, the big stage, sometimes they get stage fright. Understands his leverage, gets inside. Is that a push-off? Didn't see it, not sure. Look at the referee. Now, look, the referee even. Look, the referee
Who's
is.
to say? Yeah, what is this? Get out of the way, bud.
Look, but look at the catch, though.
Put his
Outside.
game check on. Is what I'm seeing.
That's what I like. Keeps going. Hand tackling, not happening. This is what I like. So he understands what's going on, cruising in here. Tight end gets in the way. Look, throws it. Hands catch. But watch this. He looks at a guy. Nope, you're not good. Looks at the other guy. Yeet, yeet. Arm tackling will not get him there. We saw this one when he was on there. Love his vision, right? Get skinny. The ball is slightly behind him. Catches it. Head catch. Goes, get skinny. Get somewhere. Mm-hmm. Let's have a moment of silence for the corner for Louisiana Tech trying to tackle Malachi Corley. God rest his soul. As they say, he was a great kid. He was always smiling and just lit up the room when he walked in there. Some things that you love about him. And this is a business decision that a lot of wide receivers make. But now when Malachi Corley has a football, this is a business decision that the corner has to make. Yow! Runs him Scott over. Look at the sideline. Just explodes.
I love that he remembers his mentality. That he's like, this was the second play of the drive. Obviously, he didn't get the ball the first play. He was like, I need to make a play. I need to get us on the scoreboard here. Even that freeze frame you had when the corners lining them up, he's twice the size of them. And I know that's not going to be the case every NFL snap, but every NFL corner is also going to be like, there will be smaller corners than him at the next level. So safeties too. So he'll be able to utilize that size. That corner tried to tackle him up high. I can't imagine that's ever worked against Malachi Corley. But him talking about his mentality and the chip on his shoulder.
I know. I wanted to ask him
how
about
he's going
that,
to outbench everyone at the
I
combine.
didn't bench at the combine. I'm not as we talked about, me and the weight room aren't necessarily always on the same page. Like, the weight room's there, I'm over there. Hey, Coley, great episode, bro. I'm excited. You should be excited. This is Steve Smith Sr. for the breakdowns of the NFL 2024 draft. We will be breaking down 2, sometimes maybe 3 wide receivers at a time to tell you who should you expect, why, what, where, and how fun is it going to be. I am Agent 89. You have been in session in school with me. My teacher aide right here. This is Steve Smith Sr., Agent 89. Class is over. You are dismissed.